What is the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation?
I don't think there is necessarily one view in China of what should constitute the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. But let me say a few words about how I think Xi Jinping understands it, because I think he is clearly the most important policymaker, in the country. Some people would say he's the only person who matters. I think others also matter, but China is not as much a collective leadership as it used to be. So what do I think Xi Jinping means by that? I think there's a domestic component, which is to say he wants a robust Chinese Communist Party at the forefront of the political system. He's talked about having a People's Liberation Army that is capable of fighting and winning wars. And he's talked about, a Chinese economy that is modernized and competitive with the United States and Japan and Europe by 2049. So I think, that's one element of it. I think on the international stage, it really is about reclaiming a degree of centrality on the global stage. And if you look at a number of the major initiatives that Xi Jinping has put forth, over the past 12 years since he came to power, for example, the Belt and Road Initiative, right, which began just as a hard infrastructure project to connect some of China's lesser developed cities to external markets and to help export some of China's overcapacity, particularly in the construction area. But it morphed and it evolved over time so that, there became a digital Silk Road. So, subsea cables and e-commerce and satellite system. There's a green Silk Road for environmental commodities and technologies. There's a health Silk Road. There's a polar Silk Road. But there's also a political dimension to the Belt and Road Initiative that I think is important to underscore, so that it's not simply about the e-commerce or 5G. It's not simply about taking on China's technology in 5G. It can also be about helping countries learn how to control the internet, to monitor dissent. So we've seen that China has, and Huawei in particular, has worked with different governments in Africa to help them, conducted cyber training centers where they learn these kinds of skills. So, one of the really big innovations that Xi Jinping pushed in 2017 was this idea that China could be a model for other countries. And this was basically heretical, and when he first came out with it, there was even an uproar in China. And people said, no, that's not what he meant. He took a step back, but then he came back at it. So I think, part of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation is that idea that China is a leader, that China has something to teach or share with the rest of the world. And I think that's very much what Xi Jinping is promoting and has promoted over his tenure.